We didn't just play it for fun. We knew what we were doing.
Now, let's go back just for a moment. After that song and dance and bill of goods that you both sold them in Austin, are we talking about the very end of 1970 or the first quarter of 1971?
I think we're talking about
during the summer.
The summer. We went up there in the summer before we started the school.
You're kidding. No, well, you mean you came to see us at Johnston and it was a dream?
Oh, yeah, but we knew we were going to get it done. Well, you know, you can keep a good man down just so long.
Well, sometimes an act of faith becomes reality.
Yeah, now, Mr. Trongoni was wonderful about the music end of it, but he wasn't any more practical than the man in the moon, so we had to keep him in line. But I knew, I was down in the administration building, and I ran into him, and he said, "Who are you going to have for your music director at that school?" And I said, "Well, who do you suppose?" He was at that time...
head of all the music.
Well, he was Miss Red was head of the music, and he was under her. And at the same time, I ran into Jean Wooters, and she said, "Who's going to be your counselor?" And I said, "Well, who do you suppose?" "You are." And she said, "Oh, I'm so glad." So people knew about it. People in the other school districts knew about it, too.
So as the word got out, I would imagine there were some people you handpicked who you'd known over your career?
Oh, listen, I got to pick the faculty absolutely by myself, anybody I wanted.
So you had faculty members or potential faculty clamoring to get in as much as any student?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Now,
people wanted to teach there.
Obviously, some of the, columns was Jean Wooters, certainly. Jean Nipper, as we know.
Yeah.
Were there some other key positions that you, certainly the heads of every art area. How did you ever do that?
Wagesbach was a big believer in what we were going to do, and she helped a lot with meetings and so on and programs. And she came immediately to be in that school. She was the head of the first art department.
Oh, I remember. And, of course, later she was principal for so many years.
She was a good principal, too.
Excellent. Now, do you recall how you appropriated or acquired the old Beth Israel Synagogue? What's the story?
Well, they just told us we didn't acquire it. They just told us that's where we were going to be. They said, "Go over and look that over." And so I went over to look it over, and it had a kitchen and a place to eat and everything from what they had done with it. And I remember there were 2 or 3 of us over there looking it over, and these girls walked down the hall, and they were all pregnant. And we were talking about a theme song for our school, what we would have for our theme song. And I remember saying to Jean, "Well, it looks to me like their theme song I should have danced all night because they're all pregnant." Well, we thought that was so funny. We just loved that. But we decided not to call HSPVA "I Should Have Danced All Night," and we called it
United We
Stand and Divided We Fall. It was our first theme song. I don't know how I got off on that, but I did.
Oh, that's okay.
Well, that was that school when we went over there to look at it. It was so dark.
It was an awful place.
I've tried to go in and video some stuff.
You couldn't even see.
I couldn't see.
But Jean set up a video program over there that Mr. Whiteley approved of very highly, and she got it off the ground.
And it got a national award.
So we really just worked our butts off, but we liked it, you know. It was fun, and the kids were good, the majority of them. Of course, a lot of kids came there because they got kicked out of every other school in the city. Everybody that had ever been kicked out of a high school tried to get in there.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of trouble with kids that just wanted to play a guitar all day or wanted to sit and...
Yeah. Mark?
Those folks probably didn't last long.
No, they didn't last very long.
Mark?
Yes.
The video program was called the Industrial Television...
Industrial Media Technology.
Yeah, Industrial Media. And it got an award from Washington. That's back when we had a health, education, and welfare department. And then, because it had gotten that award, all the other principals wanted it, and so it was spread out throughout Austin and also went national. And the community colleges started a program like it. So that's how that all got started. And of course, I moved over to the administration building and did district-wide business and industry.
You know, as an instrumental student at that time, I must admit that I thought people running around with cameras and lights had no business in my space. And I was...
See, I said that to start with, and I said, now listen.
I was an idiot.
And they told me, Mr. White, they said, well, Gene, look, right here, the clusters that are out by the United States. Here you are, film and television. It's one of the arts.
And a testament...
I didn't think about that.
A testament to your vision, because... I mean, I can speak for a lot of the students at that time.
Oh, sure.
We didn't know what those people were. We didn't understand this was just another art form.
Yeah.
We didn't get it. Idiots.
Well, we
you do now, don't you?
Are you kidding? It's all infrastructure and such a valuable thing to have had a taste of it so early.
Yeah, yeah.